Welcome back, everyone. We are up to Game 3. It is currently 1-1 between this best of 3 and Capoch and Moonglade. So winner of this game will move on in the tournament to the round of 8. It's currently round of 16 for the FXopen tournament. Finally running smoothly for once. And I am, of course, an Unstable, joined here by Sif from the 2bh.org forums, hostess of this event. Big props to FXopen as well for running the entire thing. And we are going to have $1,000 for the first place. But really, this is like the middle of best for both worlds for Moonglade, because he does have that advantage. It's not cross spawn positions, but it's not close as well, so it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Unstable. I think this is what we were saying before. Like this positioning opens up a different type of game. It's more of a scrap station style game, as opposed to the usual Metalopolis game, which is heavy ground armies, duking it across the map with either early timing attacks or mid game attacks, depending on whether it's a diagonal or a cross. This placement here opts for usually heavy kind of air battles or a more of a macro game. So I'm not thinking we're going to see as much early harassment as we did last game from Capoch, although obviously it's still necessary. I would really love to see some Phoenix usage here. We see Huck do it all the time with the the two Stargate into Phoenix to get across there nice and quickly, pick off Overlords and Queens with the Graviton beams. But what are your thoughts with regards to gameplay now that Moonglade has opted to get that expand at 15?
Well, he's obviously going for another macro game. Hopefully Capoch realizes, catches onto that and does try and punish him just like in Steps of War. It is slightly longer rush distance, but if he keeps up that kind of pressure, it'll still be alright.
Yeah, yeah. The thing to note, I think, as well, that Glade got that expansion really early as opposed to the last game where he actually managed to drop it at 3 minutes 50. We got this one dropped at about 2 minutes 40. So there's a huge difference as far as timing is concerned. I'm not sure if, Capoch, if he was able to pump troops, would be able to get that expansion, offline due to the fact that Glade's got down so early. And also, Glade has managed to get a gas steal as well, which is imperative because Capoch, if he was going for a tech build, which does look like it because he's only got one gate, he won't be able to tech where he needs to because he's only got one gas, which is limited his gas to half of the production it needs to be. Capoch has got that Zealot moving over to the gas there now. So what that also does is not only limits the build that the Protoss player can do, but it also stops any harassment coming from over to Moonglade's base, meaning that Moonglade can quite safely not have to worry about producing any kind of Zerglings and therefore droning up much harder at the beginning of the game. And we already see him sitting on 18 with several drones, 2, 3 in the production tab. So really good move there with the gas steal from Glade. Excellent move there from Glade with the early fast expand. But we do see a 3-gate coming online now.
Oh,
4-gate.
Wants to keep the pressure up. I like this choice by Capoch. As long as he gets in there before Moonglade scouts what's going on, we should be okay. It's going to be dangerous for Moonglade, though, if he doesn't scout these extra 3 gateways. That's going to be dangerous. Oh.
I think the one thing to note is Glade does have an excellently positioned Overlord, which is just behind the mineral line of Capoch's main base. So that Overlord there, I mean, it can't be taken out from Stalker Fire at all because it's just too far away. It's one of the very few places in this map where you can get a good visage of
pylon.
both.
No, Moonglade too good for that.
No! That would tip Moonglade off as well. So Moonglade would be okay, proxy pylon. That obviously means there's warp gate technology on the way.
Oh my god, if he doesn't pin it soon, if he warps all these warp gates, warp gate research is done. Oh my god, kill the pylon! Kill it! Oh, that was very, very close.
Okay, I'm actually startled here. Capoch withdrew. He had 2 Zealots and a Stalker, which would be more than enough at the moment to go and harass the Queens, forcing Glade to produce units. But he's decided not to do that. I really hope that he doesn't be complacent and try and secure this expansion without any harassment. He's got more than enough now to go and attack. So please, 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 for the love of God, as a Protoss player, go and do some damage now. Don't let Moonglade macro up so hard.
Yeah, definitely. As Moonglade does see what's going on now, he's got those lings at the front, does see that as there's an expansion. He's going to continue to drone pretty hard as he is. He's actually still 2 drones up compared to Capoch.
Yeah, I think we're going to see here a massive Roach push. I mean, this is what we're saying. Roach Hydra is really the best combination for this map. Obviously, if it goes to late game tier 3, we're going to see Infestors. They're not that good against Protosses compared to Terran, but they are useful against high-tech units like Colossus with their Neural Parasite. One thing as well, Glade hasn't, and he's just realized, I think, he hasn't been on his game with the Creep Tumor this match. Like, last 2 games, he's had, well, maybe like the first game, sorry, had excellent creep tumor spread. It's kind of been a bit delayed now, and obviously that means those roaches that are now heading towards the natural expansion of Capoch have been delayed in getting over there. Okay, we do have an engagement now. Natural expansion, force field's being laid down, trapping 3 of those roaches in there. We've got sentries and stalkers going to town on those roaches. One manages to escape. No, he's dead now. Zerglings managed to funnel through that tiny little force. So once again, great force fields there, blocking off half the army of Glade. These sentries and stalkers should be able to work away the remaining roaches with minimal damage to Capoch's natural expansion mineral line. We do have more units being warped in as we speak. This is going to be a failed attack and actually going to put Moonglade on the back foot now that he's lost 19 units as opposed to Capoch's 12.
But realistically, he's lost less amount of resources on those units because Zerg units are a lot less expensive. But it looks like Moonglade's pumping out a lot of roaches to deal with it.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what his thoughts are there, only because I'm obviously not a professional Zerg player. Moonglade knows a lot. Is he just going to stick with the Roach Zergling build that's very common to blast down Protoss, do you think?
Well, I'm not really sure what he plans to do. He has taken a 3rd expansion to try and get some kind of economy lead up because there is still only 4 gates here for Capoch. So really, I want to see some different kind of tech from Capoch. Just either Immortals or some Colossi out to help deal with this amount of roaches. If we have a look, 90 supply versus 59. So, and we have a look at the income. It's also 35 to 39, 36 to 39. Sorry. So Moonglade is going to start streaming ahead in the Eco War, so which means he will be able to pump a lot more units than anything else.
I agree with that. At the moment, he's really concentrating on droning hard again. He's got 7 in production. So as soon as these pops, you're right, unstable. This is going to be a completely different. There we go, 44, bang, straight away of the harvester. So it's going to really start pulling ahead now. Capoch needs to be wary of this, and he needs to keep that pressure on. There's a few ways that you can do that. Moonglade's only just got layer tech online. He hasn't got any overseers. So, as I say that, he makes one. So DT harassment, still is a good option to keep the Zerg in his base, using proxies or warp prisms, as we've seen before, to make sure that Zerg player isn't expanding with its forces and keeping map control. Have a changeling here coming from Moonglade, so he's looking to get a bit of information to see what's going to happen with regards to tech. But we don't see any tech change still from Capoch. He's on 2 base. He's only got 4 gateways, which means his production of units is going to be well behind what Moonglade can do. I'm waiting. Hallucination. There we go. So that's awesome. Bit of a tech scout coming from Capoch. It also means that Moonglade might think or be lured into thinking that he's gone air, although they don't do any damage. So if he checks his overlords to see if they've been receiving any damage, he knows they've got hallucination.
Definitely, and he is sacking an overlord to see if there's any kind of tech coming. He's going to see this. He's only got 4 warp gates and go, what the hell?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't make any sense. You really expect...
And there we go. We've got Twilight Council and a Robo Bay being dropped. You'd expect to see more gateways with a Twilight Council being dropped. Hopefully we're going to see some DTs. I really hope so. They're just really effective in keeping the Zerg economy down. But at the moment, we're actually, they're really keeping up, mate. Look at that. Have you seen the harvester count recently?
Yeah, definitely. Moonglade hasn't actually been pumping many drones recently. It's 93 supply to 156. There's so many roaches, and he does have burrow now. So he's just going to be able to
Oh my god. Huge roach army with no upgrades though. We do have a +1 attack for Capoch, which means those stalkers can do that little bit of extra damage to their armor units. I think it's versus 15 versus armored, so it's a little bit more. Glade opting to try and take away any economic kind of advantages from a Capoch. It's a good move there, not attacking the natural, working on the economy. Burrow used effectively there, letting those roaches heal rapidly, making sure that they're going to be able to recharge and go and do more damage to the Protoss units, although they have shields that recharge as well. There have been a couple of Stalkers there with hit points taken down. So, Mass Roach. We're not even seeing a tech change yet, are we? From
Moonglade? No.
we don't get a Spire on the way.
Yeah,